So I saw this fucking blind dude just walking down my street, just by himself, nobody with him, with the little with his walking stick, and just minding his fucking business, just walking down the street. And I saw him. I was driving by him, and then I pulled into the house, and then I warmed up food and ate it. And then I looked out my window, and then he was just passing by my house. But it didn't seem like he was walking that slow in the first place. But that dude reminded me, I had this weird neighbor, family friend. His name, or at least we called him Karate Kid Chris, because I don't think he actually did karate, but he was just a fan of the medium, I guess. But he had a blind girlfriend, and she was it's pretty obvious that she was blind. She was a little pretty chubby, and I think she lived with him for a while, and he was taking care of her. But so, like I said, she's pretty big, pretty fat, and she would wear, I guess, well, blind people, they have all these accessories and shit, all this cool shit. And she used to wear this watch that would talk to her and tell her the time, I guess, and fucking other shit. But I remember they were both in one of my old houses, me and my mom's house, when I was probably about 10 years old. And I remember stealing her, or well, I just first of all just thought that the watch was just the coolest fucking thing ever. So then my mom just let me take it from her. I think she might have left it over the house, but I remember taking it, and I couldn't even figure out how to fucking use it. But then there's fucking blind people that know how to fuck it. But I fucking stole the watch, and then I don't even know what happened to it after that. But this fucking Karate Kid Chris dude, he was one of those people who just once they get their hands on you, and they'll just keep fucking talking, and they don't even let you speak at all. They just keep talking, and that's exactly how he would do it. Or that's just exactly how he was all the time. And just every time you would see him, he'd always have some new story that's just completely, it's not well, some of it's outlandish shit, but then some of it's just shit that you don't even have to be lying about. He would just lie about that his fucking house burnt down or some shit, or he fucking, I don't think he ever owned a house ever, but fucking, I remember cause he plays guitar too, but he plays fucking shitty blues music. I don't know how you can play blues music as a overweight 5'4" white dude, but with glasses. But I don't know. He did it, I guess. But and then he would always lie about how he had all this different cool gear or guitars or amps. And I remember one time specifically, he just showed me a picture on his phone, and it was just it was a fucking a stock image of just a room with a bunch of fucking just amps just circling around the room. And I don't know how I knew that it was a stock image, but I feel like stock images all have just that same just fucking aesthetic or just feel to them. But he showed me a stock image, and then he said that those were all of his amps. And then he said he had them stored in Las Vegas or something, but even though he probably never left Niagara Falls ever. But no, yeah, and then he said he was on tour somehow, and that he was like in Las Vegas, and just a bunch of bullshit. And I think the last time I saw him, I think me, Christian, and Bob, we were taking a bus to New York. I think it had to have been, I think it was maybe the winter of 2019. But we were at the downtown Buffalo Greyhound, downtown Buffalo bus station, waiting for I think we were actually taking mega buses. And that was the time that we got fucking round trip from Buffalo to New York, and then New York to Buffalo for $20 for both ways round trip. But nonetheless, that Karate Kid Chris, he was there, and that was the time when he told us that his fucking house burnt down, and he just got a hold of us there because we were just fucking sitting at this bus station. So it's like the perfect opportunity for him to just come and fucking talk our ear off for probably at least 45 minutes. And then I don't even know how I think I might have just went to the bathroom, and then I came back, and I think he was just fucking talking to Christian. Just had him in his clutches. But yeah, I think that was the last time I saw him. But people like that are just fucking so annoying. Just like, and it's like, how do you just keep talking? I don't even know what the fuck. But that trip to New York, I think we had one of Christian's relatives who, I don't even know, like she has like no teeth, and she's also my mom's friend too. I think my mom's friend and Christian's relative. She was a off-duty Uber driver, and she drove us to fucking that downtown Buffalo bus station. And right before we got picked up, I remember we were watching that Finding Neverland document, the Michael Jackson one. But then we I don't know, then we went to fucking New York and watched saw an Islanders game in person, and then, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't even remember what else we fucking did. But speaking of people who just keep talking and talking, I was at work on, I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday, yeah. Pretty hungover at work. And my shift started at 7. And I see this weird, looked like a janitor of some sorts. He had like a huge fucking key ring. He had to have like 30 keys on there. Just bullshit. And then fucking some like super long, I don't think they were jorts, but just some super long shorts, and then just like a polo t-shirt. And he came up to me at the desk, and he had like one of those weird stares where you can't tell if he's like, or it kind of looks like he's looking past you. He was like looking past me, but he also had like one cockeye. So I don't know. He was just he wasn't fucked up, but he just didn't look right. He just didn't fucking look right. And the way that he had like one of those mouths where like there was just a lot of extra skin on the bottom half of his face, so it kind of covered up the fact that he actually had teeth, but it just made it look like he had a super gummy mouth. But anyways, this dude's fucking coming up and telling me his story. It's probably about 7:30 in the morning. Once again, pretty hungover, but it's always nice when you see some weird fucked up person come up to you, because then you know they're going to be able to tell you some stories for at least an hour and have it, fly by. But so he starts telling me his life story, how he's from the Bronx, but then he keeps, well, I asked him where he's from, and he said he was born in Bellevue Hospital. So I was like, oh, you're from Manhattan? But he's like, no, the Bronx, and just a bunch of other, I don't fucking know. But then, so he was born in Bellevue Hospital, and he went into the Marines when he was 17 years old, and he did 20 years. And I guess when you do 20 years, you get a paycheck every month, or every week, I'm not sure, for the rest of your life. That's what he kept telling me. And I don't know. He said him and or whenever his platoon or whatever it's called of Marines, they would go out to do like foreign missions. He said all the people in his squad, they would like go into these foreign communities and just start raping people all the time. But he said he wasn't down for the cause with all that shit. So I guess he kept his distance from those activities. But he also said that he made a friend in the Marines who was from Indiana, and all the people in his Marine squad were like, how's a dude from New York friends with a dude from Indiana? Like, I don't. And then he tried to turn it into some like moral kind of like story, but I don't fucking know. But he did the Marines for 20 years. Didn't rape anybody when he was in the Marines. And so I think he got out, he got injured. Or I don't know if he did 20 or he just got injured. But either way, he's out of the Marines. He's probably about 65 years old, Puerto Rican fella. Short haircut. Cock eyes, like I said. Or like one eye's a little fucked up. One eye's a little screwy, so I don't know what happened to that eye. What side of his face, but... So after the Marines, he joined New York City Police Department. And he said he did 1 year as in the New York NYPD, and then he called it quits after that. But then he said he had a sister who was in part of the New York Police Department, and she did 20 years, I guess. And he said that she was like 5'6", and nobody fucked with her. Or so he says. But... And then so he was in the New York Police Department. Then I guess he had a couple kids with this lady. And then eventually they split. And so a lady called the cops on him because he wasn't paying any child support. So then the cops eventually, I would assume people that he was just working with probably a year or two prior came fucking knocking on his door, and I guess they had to bust down his door. And he said to the cops, you could take me to jail. I'm not giving her any fucking money. He said, what the fuck am I going to give her money for? So, yeah. So he was telling me all that shit. And how he doesn't like paying child support. And then after he didn't pay child support, he became a Greyhound bus driver. It kind of loops into the story from the prior story, at least, because he was telling me how he would do the route from New York to Buffalo, and then he would also do a Greyhound route that would go to Cleveland. So me and him shared a bond over traveling in the Greyhound bus. We were talking about trains, and then trains and buses for a little bit. But he was telling me about his time being a Greyhound driver and how difficult it is. He was telling me how fucking, guess it takes like 600 feet for a Greyhound bus to stop. Which, I mean, is just pretty useless information because I don't really foresee myself fucking driving buses anytime soon, but I was here for it once again. It's at work, bored as fuck. I'll take anything you want to tell me. So he fucking was a Greyhound driver for a little bit. And then he started doing smaller like at this time, I'm pretty sure, he said he was driving like a 14-seater van, and these people paid $3,000 a pop to go on this tour. But I don't know what the fuck they were doing because they were just staying in Niagara Falls. And then he said he just like took them to the mall once. And then he fucking, at the mall when he was there, he said he went to the fucking Polo store, and he telling me all this shit about how he got a good deal, and then he pulled out his phone and showed me a picture of this shirt. It's like one of those. It's a polo shirt, but it's got like multicolored, just kind of shitty looking. But I had to, be encouraging to my newfound friend here. So just like, yeah, looks great. But I don't know. I always find it get weirded out when old people fucking pull out their phone and like going through their photo gallery. I feel like you're just gonna see some fucked up shit, just like a fucking carburetor or something. But so he bought a shirt, and then he was also fucking complaining about the coffee that's in the lobby of the hotel. And that's how it's just one of those shitty machines. It's not really, it doesn't get roasted. There's no coffee grounds at all. It's like a bladder filled with coffee flavoring, then it just runs hot water through it. And that's like, and he's like showing it to me like it's clear, the coffee. And like, that's just how it is all the time. It's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, I'm hungover as fuck. The coffee's full. Like, come on, and like, you're fucking telling me all this shit about your life. Just come on, just fucking stop. But no, that was, I think that might have been it with that fucking guy. He was cool though. He was like, oh yeah, and then he is telling me this joke, and like my managers, my coworkers are around, just, bystanders, and he's like, what's the difference between a woman and a terrorist? This is what he said. He said, what's the difference between a woman and a terrorist? And then he said, you can negotiate with a terrorist. And then he just starts fucking cackling his ass off, just dying. He's got like, he actually has teeth, but it just looks like he doesn't have teeth because like he's just got like some, just extra skin underneath his mouth. But yeah, so he's telling jokes. He's fucking telling me his fucking life story for some reason. And I don't know how some people just have that ability just to keep fucking talking and talking just to other people like that. Ironically, as I'm just talking to myself, but I don't know, just fucking really, just those Karate Kid Chris, and then this, I didn't even get his name, but elderly Puerto Rican guy with a very large key ring, very long shorts, and a polo t-shirt. And he was a Marine, and he's from the Bronx, and he was born in fucking Bellevue Hospital, I guess. But fucking after that, well, actually before that, on fucking Monday, went out for bring it back to Sunday, went out for a fucking rip for the 4th of July. Fucking, we were doing wizard staff, so you gotta drink your can of alcohol and then you tape it on top of each other, and then once all the cans are higher than you are tall, then you fucking win, and then you're just really drunk. So that's what we did. That's what we all did. I think we all got our drinks higher than ourselves. And since I had worked the next day at 7, I had to call it early. I think I called it at about 8:45. Went to bed, didn't really remember going to bed. Woke up at about 6, had work at 7. Hopped into the shower, just like in a fucking, like a Tasmanian devil, just trying to run around, get my fucking shit together, get my clothes on, get my thumb out of my ass. Don't even eat breakfast, don't even make coffee. By the time I'm ready to go, it's fucking 6:50. Hop in the car. Fucking drank a beer in the shower that morning. And fucking not fit to drive, so then we fucking hop in the car heading to work. Fucking my mom decides to bring the cat for some reason, and then we've had previous experiences with this fucking cat and trying to bring her in the car for car rides. She fucking hates it. I know she fucking hates it. I'm hungover. I feel like shit. But we've got the cat in the fucking car, and she's all right at first. She's doing all right. Then we get about halfway there, and she starts fucking just meowing, just fucking crying her ass off. And then we just smell something just fucking gross. And then so the cat fucking shit in the back of the car in the trunk. And then she came up to the fucking front seat, or no, to the back seat, because it's the hatchback. So she jumped over the seat. And then, so she shit her pants back there, and then comes to the back two seats, and she fucking throws up in the back seat of the fucking car. As we're on our way to fucking dropping me off at work, it's like 6:55, halfway to work. Cat shit its pants, cat threw up, the cat's fucking crying, the cat fucking hates it. I fucking hate it. And then I'm like, let me just check my schedule, because I had looked at the physical copy of the schedule a couple of days prior, and I knew I was scheduled for Monday. But then I was like, let me check the fucking app that has my schedule on it and see if by some fucking miracle. So I threw a fucking Hail Mary to fucking check the schedule to see if the Lord fucking did his work. And by some fucking miracle, I actually had the day off. So it was like 6:57, halfway to work, and I actually didn't have to work. I was all dressed up in my fucking button-up shirt, whole nine, and then I didn't have to work, hungover as fuck. And then I looked at the schedule, not scheduled, so it fucking pretty much eliminated my fucking hang. That was like one of the best fucking moments ever. Oh my god, it was a fucking miracle on ice. Jesus fucking Christ, that was awesome. But then I just fucking went home and went back to fucking sleep. It was just a picture perfect fucking ending. It was so good. Then the cat doesn't fucking trust you for a couple hours. He's fucking looking at me sideways, fucking thinking that we're gonna fuck with her or something. But right now she's laying behind me on the floor, taking a fucking little nap. But so that was fucking Sunday, Monday, and then the Tuesday is when I had that elderly bus driver, former Marine, and fucking then Karate Kid Chris. And then I'm probably gonna have to do a separate episode for this one, but I'm gonna do a story about how I fucking stayed up with my fucking crackhead fucking friend of the family is just a mess. But I'll have to do a separate episode for that, because that's just gonna be a really long story.